Hello everyone, welcome back and welcome to viewers to some more Stormworks. We're back here in our career mode, and yeah, we talked about building a tanker last time, so I kind of want to get that started. I don't think we're going to complete it today, but we're definitely going to get some of the base built out of it. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started, shall we? So what I do have here is an actual ISO container that we use in game. Now this is one that I've worked out, and it literally holds a buttload of fuel. So if we could use this, I think we'd be okay. Let's build around this, I think, and then we can actually carry a ton of fuel. I don't think we'll need any more than what this can actually carry. What we can do is start with this. This will be a nice little base for us. Get all this out of here. All that. Get rid of that. That. And that. And then also we could spawn this ISO container back in the future if we needed to. And then of course that would be easy to transfer liquids and things back and forth between some of these. I don't want any of this. We're gonna get rid of all this. Get rid of the image here. Get rid of that. Don't need any of the blocks there. And honestly, let's go ahead and just paint this whole thing white so we can start working off of it. And we'll like that. Perfect. All right. So, whoops. Go ahead and get rid of that. Don't need any of that. I'm gonna leave the pumps and stuff in there right now, just for the time being, until we figure out what we actually want to do with some of those. But most of these are going to be working for us. We'll just repipe them up and everything should be good in here. Yeah, I'm actually excited about it. Oh, let's get rid of that. This is a 30,000 liter container, which is going to be a ton of fuel for us. So let's grab that. Let's move that maybe up like that and back a little bit. So this is going to be our tanker. We'll have some sort of connections on top. But I think for our ship deck, let's go say maybe right like that. Will be a little bit of a bulbous kind of thing sticking up on the deck, and then we can work around that. Let's give ourselves some area to kind of walk around, at least 3 on either side, and that should be good. All right, so let's get in here. Let's go, and I say let's fix these. Go ahead and get that, that, and that taken care of. There we go. Nice and neat. Same thing here. Whoops. 2, 3. We'll fill that in like that. That's nice and neat. And we've got all that space right there. Now, we're kind of limited in our space. How much room do we have here? Not a whole lot to work with. Let's go ahead and we'll fill this little flat area out here. How much room do we have on our sides to work with? 4 on either side. I don't want to be so crammed in here that we struggle to get out. But at the same time, I want to make sure that we have enough buoyancy to float all this fuel. But that is the question. How do I want this front section to look? That is also another question. Let's maybe round this front section off a little bit. Maybe even more to like there, maybe. This could be okay. Let's see what this looks like. Put it there, and then a long one here. That's not too bad. We're gonna have a flat front on it, but I think we can manage. What if we do that? We do this on the sides. Once this is all full of air, is this gonna be buoyant enough? That's the question. I think it will be. I think we'll be good. We don't have to fill the thing up full either. But let's, I need some pieces here. We'll go across like that. And then this piece here is gonna be funky. So we're gonna need this one, which we'll place like so. That's not too bad. What if, hang on. I just got rid of all that. I put that like that, and I pull that down into there. That's even better. That's even better. Okay, so that works like that. So I need to pull that down again. Pull. Which way? Anyway, this way. There we go. That's like that. Let's grab this again. Whoops. We'll go across like that, and then up front we can do the same thing that we were doing before. Just a 1x4. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm actually kind of liking that. How much more room do we have to work with down below? Okay, this is not bad. We could just have like a small little helm here. We gotta make sure we got enough buoyancy to carry all this stuff. So I think I want to kind of come down one more, or we start shaping this off again. Let's see. Rotate like that. We go like that. We can go like that, and we go across like that. Yeah, that's working. This is working. Works really well. Can I go one more from here, or is that going to cause problems? Let's see. If I do that, that goes there like that. Yeah, we can still do that. That works. Across there like that. And then all that gets flattened in. Perfect. So then we come back to there. Fill all this in. All that can be filled in. Fill all that in. Oh man, this is like zooming along. This is great. We need the 1x4. Go across like that. How much room do we have? Not a whole lot. We do need some engines in here as well. And I think we're already too far back to even... Yeah, we're stuck in here. So let's come back to maybe here. That should give us some area to work with here. Do all that, that. So that's going to be our engine area. And I guess we can even... Can I make this look nice under here? Something like that, maybe. We'll pull that down to there. Okay, I like this so far. Let's see. We'll put this on the corner. And then, let's open this back up. That void back in there. All right, so now that can all go like that. And then this, just do this across here. Perfect. And then we got a nice little flat area. Oh, one more. That, and then this will be where our prop and stuff juts out. That's not bad. I'm liking it so far. It's definitely gonna float. Are there any spawners in here? What is this? Yeah, fluid spawner. We do not want that in there. That's gonna cause us to drain everything. So that's gonna be empty. That's perfect. Don't have a way to hook these up yet. That's fine. We'll repipe those. Well, we've got us a nice little boat here. Did I put the fluid spawner back on and then fill this with water? Maybe that's what we do so we can see how much it sinks. Let's do seawater. I think we're good here. Let's spawn this in. Does it sink? Okay. That's not bad. That's absolutely slam packed full of water. Okay, yeah, we're rolling over. That's why I wanted to test this. We might have to spread this out a little bit or make this a little less fuel. But also with the engines in the back here, it might, oh, okay, yep, nope. We just said nope to that. All right, we are not buoyant enough. So let me just simulate an engine in here real quick. Let's just do, just for the sake of the weight here. Let's see what a couple crankshafts will do. 1, 2, 3, 4. I doubt that's going to do anything for us. Still really high up in the back. Okay. Let's see if I can get rid of this roll. I'm going to drop some weights in the bottom here. Let's see if we can get rid of it. A little bit of ballast. You know, we can actually make the bottom out of weights. That'll be our first row there. And then probably more back here if I had to guess. Let's try that. That's better. We are still sitting low. I don't think we're going to be able to do a whole 30,000 liters in this. I might have to back that up. But that's what we're going to keep practicing with just to see how it sits in the water. We're going to need more weight back there. More weight. Put one there, and we'll put some down the center here. How does that look? That's not bad. We're definitely going to have to restrict the amount of liquid that we have in here, for sure. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to select our entire container here. Because 30,000 is a lot. If we even cut this in half, that's 15,000 liters of fuel. I think that's probably going to be plenty, honestly. Let's find out where everything is. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to resize this there. I'm not worried about microcontrollers inside, anything that getting deleted. We're just going to redo all that. So we're going to resize this down to right there. Paste that. Gonna merge that. That should still be like 20,000 liters. Whoops, let's get rid of all this interior here. Can't hold water if there's no space to hold water. All right, so there's that. That's gonna be plenty. That's gonna be plenty. Plenty of fuel. Gonna work on the front here a little bit. Let's do that. Get a nice little bow on it. And we'll go something like that. And some like this. Flip it around, make it look nice. Do a little bit of a wall about there. And then, okay, we bring it down like that. That work? I think that looks actually pretty good. How does that sit? Oh, that sits so much better. That is so much better. Oh, we're gonna have so much fuel on this thing too. All right, that works right there. That's perfect. That's gonna be carrying our fuel. So we can do all of our hookups and stuff up front here, which will be really nice. Let's go ahead and add ourselves maybe like a winch. just in case for some reason that the hoses don't reach, we can actually winch it out and get some distance on that, and that'll look really good right there. Then we can do something like this up front. I like doing this, so it kind of gives it like an area where the chain would roll over. If there was a physical chain there, that looks nice. And then, yeah, we're kind of maxed in there right there. All right, so that's good there. We can actually do lights here. And this will kind of match our rib a little bit here with this up front section. That'll be our lights there. We're gonna need some way to drive it, some sort of helm. And then we're gonna need an engine. We're gonna need a way to get down here to service the engine. That's fine. How do I want to do a cabin? Let's see. I want some room around the back so I can walk around the back. So let's say all this back here is walking room. Say from here to here. Maybe? Maybe here to here. All this will be like cabin and operating area. Move this down a little bit. Let's see. Let's get ourselves should we do side doors? Let's do side doors maybe. If we do that, though, we might walk out on the edge here and then fall over. I might have to do this railing all the way around just for my own safety. What if we did this like that? And even the back? I think that looks better, honestly. Let's just do... I always do doors on the back. Let's just do doors on the side. Door. We'll do a regular hatch door because we can leave these open and then we'll have some extra, like, we can actually kind of see through this little area back here a little bit. All right, so back here we'll do some windows. We need a roof here. Is that too low? I think that's always too low. Let's go up one more. That gives us room to do like piping and stuff on the top. Fill that in. Fill that in. Fill all that in there to there. And then we're gonna need some windows across here. So we do windows there. Windows there, and then of course windows in the back so we can see out the back here. And honestly, we got enough room in here. I could probably do a couple cameras and stuff so we can actually see our reverse and stuff like that, which would be really nice. All right, so we've got that. We got the little cabin area set up. Let's do some portholes. Those might look nice in here. Porthole goes the right way. Yep, 1, 2. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Like that. How does that look in here? Not bad. Not great. It's not bad. We do the same thing for the front windows. Do we just do these two portholes? I feel like that really restricts how we see outside the ship. I feel like all this does. What if we leave that? Let's go back to windows. Maybe the 4x4 corners. We're kind of back designing very similar to how the rib is. I don't know. I'm gonna leave them for now. We can always change them. The good thing about this game is it's not permanent, so we can do that. We can do a bit of an edge there. Do that. That. Go ahead and something like that, and maybe to the back. Nope, back looks dumb like that. We won't do that. We'll just do just a little edge like that. That works. Now we've got the ability to get in this thing. Oh, we need some windows back here. The right way. Nope. There we go. All right, windows all around. I could put some railing back here just for the sake of not falling off if we're walking back here for some reason. So we'll do one like that. Like that. Is there an end piece? You know what? We can just do a little bit of railing. How about we just do a little bit of railing? That's going to have to come out. We will do that. Let's go corner railing. Or we'll go ahead and do the curved. Like so. Yeah, let's do that. We'll do another one here. Now where my straight segments, do those to there. And that can come all the way like there. Need another segment piece. Come on, grab that. Nope, grab that. I'll do one there, and then we'll just do an end piece. Where's the end at? Right there, the end. Perfect. Now I can kind of walk around the backside here, no problems. So I think what we'll do here is actually add our little ladder. Go to get up and on the boat. So we'll go here. I'm gonna delete that section there, and we're gonna kind of tuck this ladder into the actual build a little bit. Do that. Let's go ladder. Flip that around. Drag that down just like that. Perfect. And that should be easy to grab. I like that. That's actually looking pretty good. Very basic, but it's what we need to be able to travel across the ocean and go grab some fuel and then come back. Honestly, I like where we're headed with this. Let's see how that floats. Okay, that's fine. We're a little heavier in the back now, but we can get rid of some of that those weights in the back. Let's do that. Let's see if we can get this thing more balanced out. All right, so I got rid of all the weights except for the actual like keel that runs down the middle. And I think, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Huh? You're thinking about it. You are thinking about it. Roll back over. Come on. Okay. So it's going to need some weight in the bottom, which is fine because we're going to have fuel down there. We're going to have engines down here. All that's going to be fine. Let me just add a little bit more weight just so when we test we'll be fine. That should be close to engines and fuel there. Does that keep us from rolling over? That keeps us really heavy in the back, which I think is fine, honestly. I can always put some like trim fins and things like that on this. It's not bad. This is not bad. We can come in here. We can leave these doors open like that. Come in here. We can grab our helm. Honestly, not bad. Not bad. I can actually throw some more weights probably underneath this thing too to add some balance as well. Let's see. Let me get rid of a couple rows here. Let's do that. We'll get rid of that to that. And then we'll just have a ballast row down the center. There we go. That should be good there. I want to put a helm in here. Helm, maybe actually back like right here so we can actually have some spots for some, say, equipment. Any other kinds of gadgetries that we want. That could work really well like that. I think that works really well. Nice. And we can have our little monitors up here too. We got a couple small spots for monitors. We have our compass. We have some reverse mirrors, things like that. That'll work really nice. Okay. Got that. Got the tank. We do need some piping up. We need an engine, things like that. Equipment. Places for maybe others to sit if that is a thing. Maybe we'll do a seat right here. I'm gonna call this a captain's seat or a captain's chair. Let's see, a seat. There we go. Boop. Right there in the center. That should be good. Do I have room to put any kind of mast on this thing? Not really. How tall can we go? That is the height that we have. Okay, that's fine. We can actually get a couple lights up there and maybe a little bit of equipment, but no worries. 4 like that. That could be fine. Honestly, I think that's gonna work. What can we do here to make this look not so square? Something like that. Kind of round that corner off. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. I almost want to kind of come up here. How does that look? Better, but that's more weight up top. I'm just gonna leave that for now. That's fine. We'll leave it for now. We've got the basic shapes. That's what I was after. We got a basic shape done. Let me actually put a light here. There's our light there. Go ahead and do, say, there's our jet fuel line. There is our diesel color. And we do black for oil. Now we've got a nice little pattern there that indicates what we can throw in there. Can I recolor this maybe? We move this down 1. Yep, let's move this down 1. We'll do that. So we'll do black, orange, red, and then white. Nice. I like that. I actually like those colors on there. That works really good for me. Maybe we can paint the deck to a color, maybe like a green. That could look good, but it's not bad. I actually kind of like that green. All right, we're getting somewhere. All right, we're getting somewhere really well. Let's see. Don't know why I repeated myself there, but we did. We'll do the same. Nope. We'll do the same red color that's on the rib. So we'll kind of keep these boats very similar in looks. Make them kind of like a fleet vehicle. Go here, we'll paint that. Underside of that. And then I'll do a white trim like that. Come in here and paint all of that. So, honestly, I like this. I think this looks really good. Maybe do this around the top. I don't know if we do that. It's not bad. We'll leave it for now. It's just paint. All right, so I'm gonna paint all that up. That. Yeah, it's not too bad. That's not too bad. Can we paint the rails? Paint the rails too. I know it's early to be doing paint, but I'm already excited because it looks good. It looks good. All right, honestly, that is not bad. Let's come in here and let's do mirror mode off. I want to paint that red. I want to paint that green. And we've kind of got the beginning shape of a little fuel carrier. I dig it. Honestly, it doesn't cost a whole lot. Look at it. It's not bad. Oh, we're wet. We got wet. I will want some lights probably here. We'll probably use little indicators to kind of show where this is, where we can get up and come in here a little easier. I don't like that we're rolling over still. Our 50 mass of our player is enough to roll this thing side to side. That's crazy. So I'm probably going to have to fix the bottom of this boat. We're probably going to have to flatten it out, make it a little bit wider, which is probably okay. But the fact that we're already holding this much like weight and liquid in this thing right now, and this is all the issue that we have. Got one block there to paint. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay with this. I'm going to end it here. We have built quite a bit on this already today. Next time we're going to come back, we're going to do some engines. We're going to hook some stuff up, and yeah, we'll do some testing and get this thing out on the water and actually go get some fuel for our base. I really don't like this wobble back and forth. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you 100%. If you are enjoying this Stormworks series, make sure you throw a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're progressing pretty quickly here. Got to get this boat done, and then we'll get some more fuel, and then we can start making some more money and building some more vehicles and making more money and spending that money on more vehicles and then making more vehicles. So yeah, thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next one.